I'm here this morning with Purcell and Dan. Purcell you've seen his channel before. Don't waste your time. This video may not be for you.
It may not be for you.
But we'll take a look at that. So today we're looking at how to get out of your Model S, Model 3, and Model X if they have no power and they're on fire or whatever. Not that that is actually a common occurrence, but we've been hearing too many complaints of people stuck in their car. So let's take a look and see how you get out of your car. Okay, Dan's going to demonstrate what happens on the Model 3. So if you don't have power, then this little button here that you use to get out doesn't work. The little button doesn't work. So what you'll do is you'll use the emergency switch, which is down here. You pull that, go ahead and pull it, and the door will pop open. The reason we have the window down is so that sometimes the car forgets to drop the window and it will scrape on this chrome here, which is why they always tell you don't use that switch unless it's an emergency. So if there's no power, that will let you out of the car. On the rear of the car, you have to hope that the power stays on. You've got backup power and you've got a 12-volt battery. And then if you look at Brian from I Want Tesla's video, there's a way that you can expose the emergency cable in here if you want to. But from the factory, that's not there. So it's the same procedure on the new Model S and the new Model X, except that they do have a override for the rear. We'll look into that in a moment. Okay, so on the Model Y, it's the same deal as the Model 3 and the new Model S and Model X. You've got your regular door button, which will open the door if you have power, or emergency power, and then you've got your override right here, which will manually pull a cable in the door to open the door. Unlike the Model 3, when you open up the rear door and you remove this rubber flap, so under this rubber flap, you'll see an access panel. You hit that with some sort of implement like a key or whatever, and then there's a cable you can pull to release that to open the door if the emergency power is not forthcoming for some reason. Okay, in the Model S and the Model X, prior to 2021, you've got this electronic release. Go ahead and pull it, which kicks the door like that, right? But if you don't have power, which the Model S and Model X don't have backup power like the Model 3 does, you pull this further, and that pulls the cable inside the door, which releases the latch, and then you push and it lets you ride out. So let's look at the rear. Okay, so in the rear doors, underneath the carpet, right along the edge here, you can feel for a break in the carpet, and then you'll find a pull tab like this. You pull that, and you can hear it actuates the door mechanism. Now let's reset it by closing the door. Okay, on the Model X, you've got the same as the Model S as far as prior to 2021. If there's no backup power, just like there is on the Model 3 and the Model Y. So if I pull this, it's going to try and close because the door is open, like so. So if the door was closed, it would try to open instead. But see how I'm pulling that? Just a slight little tap. When there's no power, if you pull back, just like on the Model S, you pull back further, and it'll do an emergency open. You see how it's actually opening for that? It's because it realizes that I'm trying to get out. But if there were no power, then you just do that and you push hard, because the Model X doors are heavy because they're powered. And so when there's no power, well, you got to overcome that motor. So pulling hard makes the cable actuate the latch, just like that. So now we're going to set up and do the rear door. So on the Model X rear doors, pretend this was closed, you pull on the speaker, until it snaps. This is the first time we've ever removed ours, so it's tight. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now that it's been pulled out, there's a cable right here. You pull this cable, so you pull this cable, and that will release the latch. Now the Model X Falcon door is heavy, so you're gonna pull hard. So what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna push this up, and then I'm gonna demonstrate. Okay, so with this off, you pull this, it releases the latch, then you have to push hard, because the Model X Falcon door is heavy. And then once you push hard, you don't have to get it all the way up. Just get enough that you can dip on out. So you're gonna have like, it's gonna look like it's got a broken wing, and then you're good to go. That's how you get out of the back of your Model X. This will work on the 2021 as well. Catch you on the flip side.